Hello, everyone. Uh, I hope I'm audible and visible. If you have joined us live, uh, if you can confirm me that I'm audible and visible. Okay, I think yes. Uh, I'm audible. Okay, great. Um, Hello, everyone. Hello, Presto community. Welcome to the Presto Community Sync call. This is our fifth call, and for the August month, August 2026. And my name is Saurav, and I work at IBM as Developer Relations Engineer for Open Source Presto. Uh, so today is today I think is very special. um, Today's call is very special because today we have one of the committers of open source Presto project. I'll introduce her in a bit of time. Before we start, um, let's do our uh, I introduce some few of the regular things to all of you who are watching us live, right? Or if you are watching us later, if you'll be watching this video later. So please join our Slack community. If you are not part of our Slack community, the Presto open source Slack community, please join the Slack community as soon as possible. There have been few changes in the link because previously our Slack community was on a different platform, so the link has been migrated. So if you have been facing difficulties or if you were not able to join due to some reasons, due to migration or something, this is the QR code. You can scan it and you can directly join the Slack community of open source Presto. And even if you're watching this later, this video, so you all the links, all the important community links, all the Slack community links, meetup groups links, I have added in the description of this video, so you can refer to them as well, right? So this is important. Please join our Slack community because all our announcements, all our release updates, all our events, all the discussions, major discussions, all everything happens on a Slack group, so Slack channel. So please join that, right? Either you are new to Presto, or if you are a seasoned professional, or you are a regular contributor. If you haven't joined till now, please join it, right? That is important. Also, another important thing, if you haven't joined our meetup groups, so if you are in any of those cities, if you are situated in any of these cities, either Bangalore, Paris, London, New York, San Francisco, we do a lot of in-person or in-person and virtual events. So if you want to join us on those events, please join the meetup group as well, and you will be get notifications. You will get all the timely notifications related to those events or announcements on these meetup groups, right? So we would love to host you if you are in these cities and we are doing any in-person or virtual events, right? So we announce all the all the announcements related to our events here itself, right? So you will find all the links on the prestodb.io official website. If you unable to find, if you are thinking that how to find it, so you will just go to the prestodb.io our official website, visit it, and you will find the community section there, and you will get all the links of all the meetup groups and everything. Last and most important thing, recently IBM developer has released a tutorial to Presto C++ and how to run Presto C++ on GPU. So if you have been exploring a hands-on tutorial that how to work with Presto C++ with on GPU, right? So you can check it out. You can just go to IBM Developer YouTube channel and you will find that video with this title, CPU versus GPU with SQL, right? And Roy Dirks from IBM and William Hill from NVIDIA has contributed this tutorial, this video tutorial for our developer community. So you can check it out and you will learn a lot. Also, if you have missed our 20th August hands-on workshop on Presto observability, you will find this on our YouTube channel, on Presto Foundation YouTube channel. You will just go to live section and you will find the tutorial, the hands-on workshop. It was awesome. Kirsten Stokes from IBM delivered an amazing hands-on workshop, and a lot of people joined us during that time. So it would be great if you have been exploring how to monitor Presto at petabyte scale, how to monitor Presto, how to develop a telemetry pipeline or observability pipeline for Presto. That's a good hands-on guide to start with, right? So great, yeah. Today we have Ritika with us. Ritika is a committer. Ritika now she is committer to open source Presto project, but she have been contributing to open source Presto for I think almost more than 5 years. I think 5 or 6 years, and she has been she has contributed a lot of features, lot of things on the Presto project. And today I'm very much excited to have her with us for this sync call. And she will be sharing what we have done as a open source community in the Presto project within the last month, in July month. And she will be sharing overall progress, what she is working on, right? And how you guys can contribute, right? So if you have any questions or anything that you wanted to discuss, please be with us till the end of this call, and I'm pretty sure if you want to ask any question, she will be available within this call till the end, right? So a big round of applause, and I welcome Ritika. Hello, Ritika. Hi. Uh,
Hey, hi, Saurabh.
Welcome to the
Thanks.
Presto Community Sync call. Thank you for doing this, and I think it's been a great pleasure to host you. And I think because you are a committer of Presto project, I think you have a greater and you have a larger big understanding of that, what direction, which direction we are moving on, right? So thank you so much once again, and over to you.
Thanks, Saurabh. Thanks for the introduction. So let me quickly share my screen. All right. Do you guys see my screen? Okay. So, hi everyone, and welcome to the fifth edition of Presto Community Call. So this is our Q4 2026 edition, covering covering all the contribution and what has been going on like in the month of July around the Presto communities. So I'll share some high level updates and like what has been happening. And this, so just wanted to highlight like this has been like July has been another active month for Presto ecosystem with strong development velocity as well as continuous participation from different contributors across the community. So looking at the areas like of development, there were particularly like strong contribution around the native module and the iceberg module and some of the delta modules. And there has been a lot of I would say the security related like artifacts upgrades and some of the CI/CD improvements which has been done in the month of July. So overall, July was a month with contribution spanning across like the query execution layer and some of the newer areas. And then particularly like on the connector side, particularly for the modern, like the transaction table formats and the native executions. So I'll walk you through this today and some of the overall numbers and some of the highlights of the contribution and some of the notable PR across. So let's start with the overall numbers. So in July, the community created around 139 PRs, out of which 80 got merged. And for these 139 PRs, we had around 36 like active developers contributing to these particular PRs. And more importantly, I just wanted to highlight we had like three first time contributors who had made like their first OSS contributions to Presto. So big shout out to them. And so while the numbers of the PR is one of the measure of the activity, I think the diversity of the contribution is equally important. So we are seeing people contributing from different organization as well as developers who are completely new to Presto. So which is kind of which reflects both strong development activity and continued growth of the community. So here are like the numbers which kind of I talked about and which kind of also highlights the area. So if you see the table formats and the native side has been the more contribution this month overall. In terms of like the major the major development area. So now let's look at where those 80 merged PR were focused. So the largest, as I talked, the contribution was in Presto Native and Velox, which has around 18 PRs merged. So which is like around 22%, 22.5% of the contribution has gone in. And the next, the bigger contribution was around the table formats like Iceberg and Delta. So I'll later talk about what specific contributions were done with respect to Iceberg and Delta, which kind of got us to these numbers. And apart from these, basically, we also had like around 8 PRs for this optimizer and planner. So which is where basically some of the interesting work here included like coordinator mediated dynamic partition pruning. Then there was basically row local exchange pull-ups and cascading projection deduplications. And apart from that, like there has been the contribution in other connectors and on the integration side, which included basically the since the Hive connector or and even the other, I would say the Lakehouse connectors, they are basically using glue as well to connect to uh, particular those particular connectors like Hive, Delta and Iceberg. So in glue, basically, we if there has been addition to the like of writing the statistics, so which would basically would improve the performance if somebody is using glue as a meta store for their basically connectors. So apart from that, on the basically CI/CD front, we had like 7 PRs in there, which included basically multiple like multi-architecture Docker images for ARM 64 and AMD 64. Some of the like make file improvements and code notify workflow fixes. So which was another area where contribution has gone in. And the next is basically the security and CV patches. This is something which kind of is something goes on every month. So this is about basically whatever is the like since Presto has multiple artifacts included in the package. So wherever we see the opportunity of like the CV issues with the existing dependencies, so there has been a lot of contribution around upgrading or moving out from those versions and getting it to some stable version, which is like the CV free. So that's where this security and CV patches has been kind of gone in. And then some of the other basically like the PRs had gone in related to the materialized view and the lineage. And there has been a lot of UI improvements and the fixes which has gone in the month of July. And apart from this, I would say there has been like some of the in some of the there has been some of the testing related q like E2E test which has been kind of added as well as part of these kind of PR contributions in this particular month, so which is basically this testing and QA framework comes in, right? So now, I think this was, I would say, the high level, broader idea about where the contribution kind of went in. So now moving onto the contributor highlights. On top contributors by like merged PR count during the month of July were Srini from Meta and Amit Datta from Meta. So like both of them has merged 6 PRs each in the month of July. And from IBM, we had Jalpreet who has merged 5 PRs, and I'm also happy to see my name there. So, which I merged like 4 PRs in that particular month. And there are also like other contributors, Kevin, Sumi, Chandrakant, Sairi, and Ellen, who has been doing like some related work and has some of like has good numbers of PR merged in a single month, which is good to see. So congratulations to everyone on the list. And of course, these numbers only captures the merged PR. There are many other contributors who help the project through the code reviews, testing and issue discussions, design discussion, documentation, and community support. So thank you everyone who helped move the project forward during this month. So yeah, now one thing I especially want to highlight this month is our 3 first-time contributors. So the first is Matt Gara from NVIDIA, who merged basically uh, one of the like GPU related PR for the native plugin. And the second is Deepti from the community, who's who has merged basically the E2E test related contribution in the community. And then the third like is Brandon from Meta, who has been doing related work related to the materialized view. So it's kind of so big welcome to all the 3 contributors. So it's particularly encouraging to see the first time contributors working across very different areas from GPU to materialized view and the observability. So hopefully we'll see many more like the first time contributor joining the project in the coming month as well. So yeah, thanks to everyone. So now I would like to move on to like we talked about what how many numbers the contribution has gone in the month of July. Now I would like to kind of spend a little more time on some of the notable PRs from July. So there are several interesting changes, but I would like to highlight few of them. So first one is basically the coordinator mediated dynamic pruning. So so this is the problem. So that the problem here is particularly relevant for the star schema workloads. So imagine, so basically, I'll try to explain what exactly we like the this PR is trying to solve at the high level, of course. So basically, the imagine we have a large partition fact table and a smaller dimension table with every like with a very selective filters. And previously when a lot of partition pruning capability was happening on the worker, after the scan split has already been generated and sent to the worker, so that's when basically all the pruning would happen. So that meant we could potentially do unnecessarily like work and IO because of many partition could ultimately turn out to be irrelevant when the pruning happens on the worker. So with this change, dynamic filter information can be routed through the coordinator control plane. Once the build site finishes, we know the relevant partition values. The coordinator can use this information to eliminate non-matching partitions before the actual data scan happens. So the key benefit is here, like key benefit here with this particular PR is reducing unnecessary partition scans and IO, particularly for selective partitions workload. So in the best cases, this can eliminate very large percentage of partitions before the scanning happens. So overall, this moves partition pruning earlier in the execution process and can significantly improve the query efficiency. So this is where basically, if you want to read about this particular feature, so there is a like RFC which is written about it, and there are like PRs out there, so which could give you like a good amount of summary and the details about this feature and how you can use it. So the next one I'll talk about the native type outer join null key randomization. So this address a problem with workload that have large number of skewed null join keys. Previously, what used to happen, the planner rewrite could cast join keys to varchar and add additional equality condition. So apart from the overload of kind of covering apart from the overload of converting these keys to string, this could also interfere with the native hash based partitioning. So the result basically could be severe data skew, where very large null keys ended up being routed to a single worker. So which will eventually cause basically a lot of data skew because the data is kind of routed on a single worker and could potentially give you OM on from because of that. So which is where basically this PR kind of comes in. So instead of converting basically this basically PR would avoid unnecessary type conversion, and preserve the connector native hash bucketing, and distribute null heavy workloads more evenly across the worker, so we don't like have much of skews. So the key takeaways like this handles the basically better handling of the skew and improve stability for the outer joins with large number of nulls in the keys. So that's where basically this particular PR basically helps us. So again, like all of these, whatever basically the high level I'm talking about, if you are interested in kind of learning more about it, you'll find like a design RFC related to all of these and like the related PRs out there. So feel free to kind of check those out as well. So the next one is basically it's something I mean basically which is about improving basically the CVO basically this is something basically which is useful for any I would say the connector which could be connected to AWS Glue is nothing but a metadata service which AWS provides. So basically in this case the valid I would say the connector for this could be Hive, Iceberg, or Delta connectors, which could use basically Glue as a meta store. So as part of this PR, previously, so like like as part of this PR, basically now uh, we could write the like statistics. It could allow you the table and column level statistics so that you could get better plan and eventually get better performance. So previously, Presto did not have access to full set of column level statistics available through AWS Glue. So because of that, the optimizer sometimes has to rely on the estimate for the things such as basically distinct values, null or average data size, while kind of doing the planning. So these statistics are very important when you are making decision around the joins or the distributions, right? So with this chain, now Presto can read these table and column metadata, like column based statistics from AWS Glue and make them available for the CEO CBO to kind of do the better planning so which could help us giving the better plans and optimize basically optimizer can generate better plans for a particular query. So instead of kind of doing relying on mainly on the heuristics, it can make the decision based on the actual metrics. So the broader benefit is basically with this particular feature would be the better plans and then eventually the better performance, which basically comes as part of these like consumption of these table and column level statistics from AWS Glue. And like this, as I mentioned, this is valid for all Hive, Iceberg, and Glue, or like and the Delta connector when we are using Glue as a meta store in there. So the next one is basically about uh, the Delta Lake variant data type support. So this is basically another data type support which was added in the Delta Lake. So it can use basically uh, the variant data type for the like Delta can kind of have a variant data type for supporting the semi-structured data. So with this particular kind of support, with this change, Presto can decode the underlying data delta representation and expose the data that can be queried basically via standard Presto JSON functions. So which is where basically this is added as part of, I would say, the enhancement to the existing Delta connector. So there is a lot of scope, I would say, even now to kind of improve the Delta connector. So yeah, feel free to kind of check out, and if you have kind of interest in those areas, feel free to contribute as well. So this is like one of the data type support in there. So the next one is about the Iceberg V3. So this is something basically is going on for like for last few months, and I would say this is still going on with adding like multiple Iceberg V3 related functionality support for Iceberg for basically Iceberg connector, which is for mainly like we are like the contribution has been for Prestosimo, but and some of the contribution has also gone in the Presto Java side as well. So basically there has been kind of multiple PRs around it. So this is basically currently this is particularly about the field IDs and like making a bridge for like between like Presto and Prestosimo, and then eventually getting all of this for the Velox like as part of this feature. So for basically so there has been like the this chain basically is eventually what like not just this chain in general the Iceberg V3 there has been like lot of new semantics, or I would say the spec level supports which Iceberg has as part of the V3. So, which is where basically all the, I would say, the contribution is going on with respect to like multiple type of support in support in Presto for all the Iceberg V3 related features. So this is like one of them where kind of the support was added to kind of as part of this Iceberg V3 improvements or additions, I would say, in Presto, right? So so okay, so stepping back from all these individual kind of changes, I think there are a few major themes that kind of stands out from July. First, we are seeing continued investment in like Presto Native and Velox. Second, there has been strong momentum around the modern table formats, like we have seen, like particularly Iceberg and Delta Lake. So I would say basically there has been like a lot of contribution to improve existing Iceberg, like the Iceberg connector, and even add like the Iceberg V3 related features on top of it. And there has been a lot of even contribution and stuff going on with respect to Delta Lake as well. So I suppose that like eventually like this connector was supported only with the Presto Java, but I think we have also broadened it to supporting it with Prestosimo as well. So there has been kind of lot of even feature level improvement which are going on even for the Delta Lake. And so third, we are continuing to improve the optimizer, especially around the statistics, dynamic filtering that we have seen, joint planning, and handling the skewed workloads. So, and finally, we are seeing improvements across broader ecosystem as well, including like security, CI/CD connectors, lineage testing, etc. So July overall was a great example of the breadth of work that has been happening across the Presto. So this is what overall like July contribution looks like. So finally, for anyone who is like listening and who is interested in contributing to Presto, you don't necessarily have to start with the large feature. There is opportunity across the bug fixes, like documentation, testing, connectors, any kind of improvements that you are interested in would like to do. You can kind of uh, get in there. And as you have seen, and I have mentioned earlier, we had three first time kind of uh, contributors get their first PR marks this month, so which is great example like how smart, like how developer can start small and kind of gradually get involved in the project. So if you are interested kind of in contributing, as Saurav has already mentioned, like you can also like check out this Presto DB community page where you will get all the information about the Slack community, the meetups, and there has been like a lot of virtual events which has been happening. So whichever topic you are interested in, you can kind of look around. So you can join the Slack channel if you have any questions or anything to talk about, or even if you want to see something which is discussed in there, right? So that's pretty much it from my side. So yeah, feel free to kind of drop your questions if you have any over the Slack. Yeah, we like you will see people kind of around there to kind of help you answer for related to those. Okay, all right. So back to you, Saurav.
Thank you, Ritika. I think it was great. I think the kind of development we have seen in, especially in July month, it's been, I think, it's great actually. The kind of development in, especially on the Presto C++ side, right? A lot of features, a lot of improvement. On the existing features is done by community. So thank you so much, Ritika, and I would request all the community folks and the folks who are watching us live, watching this sync call. If you are interested and if you are looking forward to start the open source contribution, please check out the PrestoDB GitHub repo, and you will find a lot of relevant issues there. If you are a beginner level contributor, if you are a mid to senior level contributor or developer, so you will find a lot of relevant issues, right? And as Ritika correctly said, that you don't have to start big, right? If you are just exploring as of now, so you can pick issue which is I would say good first issue, or any issue which you think that is of your interest, right? And you can start contributing to it, and we would love to highlight your work in our next upcoming sync calls. So that would be great, and your support, the community support, our existing regular contributors and new contributors who are contributing every month, and the first time contributors especially, right? Thank you so much for your contribution and helping in growing the open source, the Presto open source project in the right direction, the growing in the right direction. So thank you so much once again. And also I have dropped some links to the previous hands-on workshop, as I stated in the initial of the in the beginning of this call. I have dropped the link of our Slack community. I have dropped the link of our previous hands-on workshop, which recently happened in the last week itself, and the tutorial link, the Presto on GPU, and our LinkedIn page if you want to follow us on LinkedIn. please follow us. You will find a lot of content there related to Presto. If you are beginner to intermediate level of content developer, you will find a lot of content and upcoming content. So thank you so much once again, Ritika. Thank you for giving out your time today. And I'm pretty sure people will find it very useful, and uh, they will follow us along, right? So thank you so much, folks. Thank you, Presto community, for joining us. Let's meet in our next month's sync call. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ritika, once again.
All right. Thank you, Saurabh. Bye.
Bye bye.